who is not in court because of the seating arrangements, but to come to the business before us in answer to the questions. Four of us will deal with all the questions that were asked by the court, beginning with my honourable friend, Mr. Paul Mwangi.
Madam Chief Justice, Madam Lady Deputy Chief Justice, my lords, my ladies, I have 9 questions which I'll tackle very first. What I have done is I have classified it into topics because they were across the board. The first is the relevance of rejected votes in the count of the election. This is a matter that we have asked the court both in 2013 and 2017 to relook. We wish to resubmit as we resubmitted the 2 times, and to say that it is still our position that people who come out to vote, whether their vote is counted or not, are coming out to make a stand on the issue, and whether either due to technicality or other reason their vote is not counted, they must be not treated as those who stayed at home. There are people who came to express an opinion on how they want to be led, but for various reasons their vote was not counted. But the fact that they appeared should be taken into account, so that you would consider their votes whether they are rejected, and even if they are called stray ballots, should also be considered in that sum. The second question was regarding the scientific whether there are any scientific studies regarding the nexus of elections in a postponement. We have seen, unfortunately, we could not tender any further documents of this, but there are very many theories in political science, one of which we came across with the contagion theory, that elections affect each other. People come out to vote for various reasons, and especially when you're dealing with elections of a national level and a devolved level, there are very many considerations that would make somebody want to come to make a decision on a devolved government or a national government and not necessarily care about the other. But one of the things that we also must consider in Kenya's political culture is that in Kenya we do have 6-piece kind of campaigns, and that people come out to campaign together as teams, trying to win across the board on all the seats. And that when you disenfranchise one, when you stop one election, that means you demobilize part of the political infrastructure that is laid out for that. And lastly, on this point, we want the court also to consider that, at least in respect of Mombasa, and our evidence has shown that there was an order from the Mombasa High Court that has stopped the printing of these ballots, and that was disobeyed. There was also a promise that had been made by the chairman that he will not print, and he went against that too. And lastly, that it was announced on the last minute in that night. The third issue was what elements of Section 80 of the Elections Act we consider necessary in the face of the fact that we are also impeached the process. Apart from the elements that are laid out themselves in Section 80, which is that upon a recount, the person should have been a winner, and that the person should be found not to have committed any electoral offense. In our submission, we wish to add that first, the test should be whether the petitioner is culpable for any of the wrongdoings that is complained of. Secondly, whether the petitioner case are taken on a JPEG format, and the idea of the law of electronic transmission was that that image must appear as it is on the other end. The issue here is that there appears to be a place at which that format was changed. No reason has been given why that format was changed. so that it can go to any other format. But also to add that